will not get you any more passes, Mr. Wide Receiver.
I think you actually called me the best wide receiver in the league.
Now, wait a minute now. When the world of football and Shakespeare collide, the story of a passionate football fan on the coaching staff of the nation's most beloved team, whose life is forever changed when she is named the head coach. The head coach is in the studio with me, the Tragedy of Othello, and the woman in the leading role, Miss Denise Lee, joining me in studio today alongside Albert Wash from the Bishop Arts Theater Center. Thank you both for being here today. And the Theater Center, by the way, is where they can actually watch this play. Yes. Denise, I do want to start with you here this morning. You have more than 3 decades on stage and all kinds of performances, all of the accolades, okay? What made you want to take on this particular lead role?
You know, I think at this point in my life and career, it has to be interesting, it has to scare me, and it has to challenge me. And this role does all 3. It is wonderful.
What did you learn in this role?
You learned a lot. I learned a lot about me and as a Black woman and how things haven't really changed, just the circumstances a lot. And this play gives us the example that no matter what circumstances are in, there's still things we have to battle.
And Frankie, I want you to talk a little bit about him, the director who came up with this idea and adapted it, I should say. Yeah. Talk about that and when he tapped you for this role, what was kind of that conversation like?
Frankie is our playwright who adapted this version of Othello. And he kept saying, I want to be sure that it fits you perfectly. And I said, no, you write it. And then let me morph into what your idea for it is. He said it's a love letter, it's a dedication to all of the women that he has known that have had to go through the struggle. I think he dedicated it to Teresa, and because all of the women that he knows that continue to fight and be in the midst of a struggle of trying to fit into a man's world.
Teresa, who we'll talk about here in just a little bit, the director of the Bishop Arts Theater Center, always doing amazing work.
Absolutely.
Albert, I want to bring you in. Speaking of Teresa and the Bishop Arts Center, it's a mainstay in Oak Cliff. Now you're in your 30th year. What was it like to bring on this production and Frankie and team in particular to the Theater Center for it?
Well, we wanted to celebrate the 30th anniversary, and we wanted to celebrate Miss Teresa, who has really propelled us to the length that we've gotten to right now. And so Frankie, like Miss Denise said, he based it off Miss Teresa, and we wanted to pop it off and celebrate with Miss Teresa and the accomplishments that she has propelled us to for Bishop Arts Theater Center.
So when I spoke to Miss Teresa, since we're talking about her right now, the director of the Theater Center, Teresa Coleman, she described this play as something every Black woman in leadership needs to see. Why is that?
Well, one of my favorite lines in this play is like, if you're one of the first to take the journey and you crash through the glass ceiling, you're going to land on shattered glass. So being the first, you have to understand there are hardships that go along with being the first, but you have to continue to be strong to go through it and understand that's part of the process.
Ooh, that is so good. All right. Albert, 30th anniversary. What else are you guys doing to celebrate, and how can folks support the work that you're already doing?
Well, we do pride ourselves in building community at the Bishop Arts Theater Center. So we always ask people to send in your work, send in actors and designers as well too. Just send in your work because we always want to propel and showcase everybody in our local community as well too.
Okay, and y'all do a very good job of doing that.
Thank you.
Denise, how can people find out more about you, your work, including supporting the Tragedy of Othello?
Absolutely. You can find my nonprofit Visions for Change as a supporter of this project as well. So you can find me on Instagram there, or Denise Lee on stage in any of my acting or cabaret type performances.
Okay, you're doing a lot of great work. Albert, Denise, thank you so much, both of you. And Frankie, shout out to you as the playwright of all of this, bringing all of this together and making it happen. And Teresa, of course, for the amazing work she's doing. Here's that information, by the way. The Tragedy of Othello is running now through November 5th at the Bishop Arts Theater Center. There are showings Thursday through Sunday. You can get those tickets through the theater's website, and all of that information is right there on your screen. Take a quick picture of it.